Okay, chapter 6.1, operations with polynomials. We're going to get into exponents now. And here are some of the rules that you need to do in order to do the worksheet. So if you have a to the m times a to the n, all you're going to do is keep your base in a and add your exponents. And I like to do an example underneath. So if you see x to the third times x to the fourth, it equals x to the seventh power. All you do is you add your exponents. The next one, a to the n, all it says, for example, is, I'll just do it down here, x to the third, that just equals 3x's. The next one, a to the m to the n, means to multiply m times n. So if you see x to the third raised to the fourth, it's x raised to the 12th power. If you see a division, it's a raised to the m minus n. You subtract those. So for example, if you see x to the 7th over x to the 4th, it's the same thing as x to the 7 minus 4, which is x to the 3rd. I don't like doing it that way. I rather just say there are 4 x's on the bottom, so I'm going to take 4 x's out of the top, and that means I only have 3 x's left on the top, but it's up to you. The next rule is a very important rule. Everything inside of here has to be raised to the nth power. So for example, if you see a 3 and an x to the second and you raise it to the fourth, that means the 3 has to be raised to the fourth and the x has to be raised, and a power raised to a power means to the 8th. 2 times 4 is 8, and then 3 to the 4th, you have to simplify that, is 81, x to the 8th. Again, it doesn't matter if it's a multiplication or a division, you still have to raise everything. So let's say you have a 3x on the top to the second and a y to the third, and all of this is raised to the second. The 3 has to be raised to the second, that makes 9, x to the fourth, and y to the sixth. Remember, 3 to the second, you don't multiply these two together. It means that there are 2 3's, and that's how we got 9. Anything raised to the 0 power in math is 1. So those are the main rules to do the first page of your worksheet. So let's do some examples. Simplify these. So the first thing I'm going to do is take 5 and 4 and multiply them together, and that makes 20. X to the 5th, because you add your exponents, and y to the 7th, you add your exponents. Final answer. The next one is a power raised to a power, so it's x to the 8th. The next one says to take everything inside of there and raise it to the second. So 2 to the second is 4. Y to the power to a power, you multiply. So it's 4y to the 6th. This one, 3 goes into 3 once and 3 goes into 6 twice. Y to the third goes away and becomes y, but if you take away 3 out of the top, you also have to take 3 away out of the bottom. Your final answer is a 1 on the top and a 2y on the bottom. Next page, just more of these. 3 times a negative 4 is a negative 12. Add your exponents, a to the 7th, b to the 6th. Final answer. A division one, 2 goes into 12 6 times. 2 goes into 14 7 times. That's all you can do with the numbers. I take away 4 x's on the top. I also have to take 4 x's away on the bottom. That's why there's only 4 left. I'm going to take away 1 y on the bottom. I also have to take 1 y on the top. My final answer is going to have a 6 and a y on the top and a 7x to the 4th on the bottom. Final answer. One more of these. 1 and a 5. x to the second is a 1, x to the fourth is x to the second, y to the third is 1, y to the fourth is y. Your final answer is a 1 on the top and a 5x squared y on the bottom. The next one, 2 raised to the third. It's not 2 times 3, it's 2 times 2 times 2 3 times, remember. I told you that 2 to the third is 3 2's. And 3 2's make 8. G to the 12th, H to the 15th. And that is about it, but I'm going to do a little bit more, one more. I'm going to do one like this, a 2a to the second, b, and 3a to the fourth, b to the second, raised to the third. Okay, this is the last one. I might do one more after this. Let's make this even raised to the second. So the first thing I have to do is simplify this, and then I have to simplify this. So 2 to the second is 4, a to the fourth, and b to the second, because everything inside of there gets raised to the second, and everything inside of this one gets raised to the third. So 3 to the third is 27, a to the 12th you multiply, b to the 6th you multiply. Now we have to put these two together. So 27 times 4 is 108. And then here you add these, so it makes a to the 16th and b to the 8th. So you have to do your powers first, and then after you do your powers, let's do one more. Let's do 3ab times 2a squared b raised to the second. This one has a power on the outside. This one doesn't. So the only thing I'm going to do is simplify this one. So I'm going to just write down this one because this one doesn't have a power. This one makes 4a to the fourth, b to the second when I bring that 2 out. And then I'm going to put them both together to make my final answer. 12a to the fifth, b to the third. You really have to know when to add and when to multiply when you're doing the exponent rules.